Now for today's lore video, I want to talk about the wrecked ship because even though the wrecked ship was just a set piece during Super Metroid, only appearing in one game, well, two games technically, there's actually a lot of confusion and a lot of misconceptions over what this ship is. People are confused over where this ship came from, who used to own this ship, and why is it wrecked in the first place. So for today's lore video, I just want to clear up some of the confusion and just give you guys information about the wrecked ship so we can finally just understand what this ship is. So with that being said, let's cue out that video and roll out that intro. Now I understand why there's some confusion about the appearance of the wrecked ship. During the first Metroid game when we get to explore Zebes, we see no signs of this ship whatsoever. It wasn't until Super Metroid when we get to revisit Zebes in a much more detailed fashion where we actually first encountered the wrecked ship, and it sprung up a lot of questions. Who owned this ship? Why is it wrecked? And how did it even get here in the first place? And besides that, there wasn't really that much information about the ship in the game. The only real information we got was from the manual suggesting that it was once owned by an ancient astronaut crew that just crash landed on Zebes, which gave us no information, and that the creepy creatures known as the Coverns were just the remnant souls of the ancient crew that used to run the ship. There wasn't really that much information, so it was just a lot of speculation. It wasn't until we got to revisit Zebes again during Metroid Zero mission, retelling the events of the first game, where people attempted to put two and two together. During the endgame of Metroid Zero mission, Samus actually gets aboard the space pirate mothership, and during Samus's exploration of the space pirate mothership, she actually triggered the self-destruct sequence upon defeating Mecha Ridley. This is what a lot of people started assuming. People started speculating that the space pirate mothership from Metroid Zero mission was the same exact wrecked ship we see during Super Metroid. Evidence brought up is that the space pirate mothership actually got destroyed and would become wrecked, similar to how the wrecked ship would be all destroyed and decrepit. The space pirate mothership had a crew of Zebesians, hostile creatures that would obviously die in the explosion of the ship and thus become the Krevern we see during Super Metroid. Phantoon, being a space pirate commander, would obviously be able to suppress space pirate technology since he's a space pirate commander, so if the wrecked ship was a space pirate ship, it would make sense how he would be able to suppress and manipulate the technology, as well as the fact that the wrecked ship and the space pirate mothership both having a worker bot walking around the premises, and the fact that the space pirate mothership's theme is kind of a remix of the wrecked ship's theme. And with this ship being literally the only ship we see on Zebes get destroyed, a lot of people just assumed, wow, this must be the origins of the wrecked ship, and started spreading that around. Now I kinda do wish this was the case, because it would be a pretty cool way to expand the lore of the wrecked ship and overall just connect the games even further, but this is not the case. The wrecked ship and the space pirate mothership are both different ships, and there is some proof to help prove this. For starters, during the events of Metroid Zero mission, even though it is kind of difficult to tell because the interior is really different and it's really subtle, but you do get to explore a small portion of the wrecked ship during Metroid Zero mission. There's only like 2-3 rooms I believe that prove that this is the wrecked ship, but this is indeed the wrecked ship. So if the wrecked ship is already on Zebes and the space pirate mothership is still on the surface, then that already shows that these two ships are completely different things. But if you do need even more information to help prove that they're both different ships, I believe it's around the time of Metroid Zero mission, the director of Metroid Zero mission, as well as the director of the majority of the Metroid games, Yoshito Sakamoto, was given a lot of questions during the release date of Metroid Zero mission. At least I think it is. It's kind of hard to tell. It's in Japanese and I don't read Japanese, but I'm hoping Google translates accurately. Anyways, Yoshito Sakamoto was given the question of whether the space pirate ship we see during Metroid Zero mission is the same exact ship we see wrecked during Super Metroid, and Yoshito Sakamoto outright says that these two ships are completely different vessels. And if the director of the games tell you that these two entities are different vessels, then that should be enough proof to tell you that the wrecked ship and the space pirate mothership are both different ships. So if the wrecked ship doesn't belong to the space pirates and all that, then who did the wrecked ship belong to? It can't just be astronauts. Well, the story of the wrecked ship is kind of fascinating, but it's also a little bit obvious if you know anything about the planet Zebes. Essentially, the wrecked ship is just the ship of the Chozos. It's presumably one of the first ships that actually landed on Zebes while the Chozos were out there exploring different planets and colonizing different planets for their own purposes. Upon crash landing on Crateria, the surviving Chozos on board actually creating a settlement relatively near the wrecked ship, and that's why the wrecked ship is relatively near Chozodia during Metroid Zero mission. The ship crash landed, the survivors decided to create settlement relatively near the ship since that's their ship and they can still use it as safety until they create an actual settlement, and thus created Chozodia, and then was left abandoned because it's a wrecked ship and there was really no use for it. Apparently Phantom was actually on the ship since the Chozos landed on Zebes also, and it was just left in dormant until the space pirates came around and unleashed Phantom onto the wrecked ship, letting him control it as his dominion, helping the space pirates in whatever way he helped the space pirates during Super Metroid. But hey, what do you guys think? Did you like this video? Did you learn something new? Did you know about this the whole time? Or maybe you have your own third opinion. Whatever you think, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. I know the idea of the wrecked ship isn't as spicy as Phazon or Metroids or X-Parasites, but I still think it's pretty interesting nonetheless. I have seen a lot of people confuse the wrecked ship and the space pirate mothership as the same ship, so I'm just happy to, you know, shed some light on this subject. And if you like Metroid content and all that sort of stuff, feel free to click on the video above. It's a video where I talk about 5 of my least favorite upgrades in the Metroid franchise. I know some of the upgrades I say in this list some people actually like, but hey, it's all opinion, so feel free to check that out. That being said, I'm the Metroid Trainer. I hope you like, favorite, and subscribe, and stick around for next time, because I'll be seeing you later.